So anyway, so here we have NDS, and we're gratified that Iraklii will tell us what he has to tell you, and I'm going to be the timekeeper again. Hold your questions for the end.
Добрый день еще раз.
Good afternoon once again. I will correct you. My name is Iraklii, not Evgeny. I'm going to offer you a kind of provocative topic for discussion today. I'm not going to discuss any technology. Rather, will I state facts and try to invite you for a dialogue about OTT, for us to find out if OTT is a true alternative for IPTV. So the question is whether it is an alternative or evolution for what we have been calling IPTV of late. Very briefly, IP television is digital television in IP-based data networks. Normally, IPTV solutions comprise several components. I name them here because in the end of my presentation I'd like to focus on something very specific. The first and foremost component is IPTV middleware. It glues up everything. Of course, content processing and management, CAS and DRM. Next, a system of video servers or CDN. At the initial phase of IPTV, IP servers were used as basis for content delivery. Next, system monitoring and quality management, as well as management of customer equipment. I'm skipping network equipment and broadcasting management. It is typical of any solution. Over time, new technologies became needed. If we look some 10 to 15 years back, we will see that TV was dealt with by TV service providers, while telephony and data services were provided by telecom operators. There was specialization. Over time, the technologies developed, and something different appeared, having changed the world. I mean triple play. This term is so relevant, although we already discuss multi-screening and other things. Triple play comprises data, telephony, and television. Therefore, major paid television service providers started winning market from telecommunication and data service providers. IPTV technologies allowed to re-establish the balance. Currently, telecommunication companies are offering triple play services, which include television services. IP television offers the widest range of services today. There is no other market that is this rich. Starting from line broadcasting to catch-up television, network personal video recorders, and video on demand. All those things are very close to IPTV offering. But there is also bad news. The infrastructure for IPTV is very expensive. For TV broadcasting, multicasting support is necessary in IP networks. Over 8 years of IPTV development, we have found out that it is necessary. That it is very difficult to set up a network to support multicasting. It is necessary to fine-tune equipment and so forth. Moreover, the signal can only be distributed within a network. There is no way to dynamically grow the subscriber base. It is necessary to lay fiber optical cables or do something else. The infrastructure is very expensive, including the infrastructure of video servers. I'm speaking about CDN, which is part of this technology. Subscriber set-top boxes are also so very expensive. IPTV set-top boxes are more expensive than traditional SCBs that may be as cheap as $17. The choice of subscriber devices is confined to SCB and partly PC and Mac devices. Why PC and Mac? Although there are solutions on the market allowing to safely view content on these devices, there are still a lot of questions regarding content protection, conventional access granting, and so forth. If we compared IP television versus traditional cable television, we can say that IPTV is enhanced cable television. Line broadcasting with interactive capabilities. Several years ago, there were attempts and solutions for video on demand and cable networks that were not IP-based. However, those solutions were pretty cumbersome, and the mass market rejected them. Efficient implementation of video on demand allows consumers to select, to choose those services that meet their requirements closer, better. Video on demand, interactive applications, voting capabilities, and so forth. If we compared IPTV against cable television, IP television will lose in terms of subscriber base. And it was mentioned before me. There are very many reasons for this. Three of them being the most important ones. Firstly, subscriber equipment is much more expensive. Moreover, services are designed for more advanced users. Nobody is going to subscribe to IPTV to only view 20 basic channels. As a result, IPTV is not designed for the mass low ARPU market. Although IP television has been developing very dynamically, with a forecast of 40 million subscribers by 2012, it's just a drop in the ocean compared to standard cable television. An alternative can be hybrid networks. They can be considered as a kind of trade-off. Now to the second part, OTT. What it is and if it's really capable of replacing IP television or becoming IPTV of the future. There are very many descriptions and definitions of OTT. I stick with the one that, to my mind, describes very clearly all aspects of this technology, including real-time viewing of video-on-demand content from old providers or owners without any involvement of the operator. Moreover, today there are several definitions of OTT, including video-on-demand content of the internet, paid web television, and multi-screening. The biggest problem of Internet TV is the absence of QoS, quality of services. Moreover, it's not possible to charge subscribers without guaranteeing quality of service. However, ABR is capable of resolving this problem, and today OTT service providers also offer subscriptions. I'm going to go on a bit faster. Web TV. This categorization is pretty blurry. An example can be YouTube as a network offering both user-generated content and professional content. Services such as RooTube, YouTube, Netflix, Hulu, and others. These services also allow to consume content online, although some of them are based on the advertisement model. Paid Internet television. It is something new. Bringing paid television to the Internet. If we look at service providers such as Digital PS, there are very many questions such as legitimacy of right use. We can see several examples here, such as Digiturk, Yes, Katrina.tv, Crystal. Today, the services offered by these providers are much more meager than those offered by those on my previous slide. Next, mobile broadcasting. Good examples here are SkyGo, leading satellite operator offering classical SDH services to reach new audiences such as users of tablet PCs and smartphones. They came up with their SkyGo platform. BBC iPlayer was already mentioned. Although they offer offline content, they still demonstrate great successes. Digiturk, thus a good example of satellite service being brought to the Internet in order to offer services in the areas that are not covered by satellites. The company uses the service to provide content to the Turkish people living in Germany. Here you can see some of the examples of what can be offered by modern OTT service providers. The technology component comprises CMS content management, ABR coding, DMR is an option, and CDN. In OTT CDN is present, being the core of the service. DRM is optional. ABR is necessary to ensure the quality of content in the Internet, and CMS is used to manage the content itself. In fact, we are speaking about overlapping technologies. What is happening? CDN, that is the core of the technology that's used for content distribution. Has several market representations. There is a number of players such as Astra, Hotbird, the best known with coverage worldwide include Akamai Level 3, Limelight, etc. There is also a number of regional players, private CDN networks, local CDN providers. One of them is a partner of this conference, such as Nginx. The number of such providers is growing. And all that said, I believe that OTT is evolution of IPTV, and I also believe that it's going to replace IPTV over time, as well as classical paid television networks. It's going to happen with the development and penetration of broadband access. Over time, everything will be IP-based. The elimination of multicast and delivery of line services over CDN, as an addition to video on demand and VOD interactive services, removes the frontiers that may be limiting content distribution. With this, an operator can cover the entire world, achieving even bigger coverage than today's satellite networks. The growing number of CDN providers and their growing capacity are making this technology a mass technology. Price reduction will allow to use it not only for high ARPU services, but also for basic services, and probably it will be used by operators with only a couple of channels, helping them to be more competitive. The use of DRM in combination with CAS allows to monetize on a bigger number of new services. ABR technologies allow to deliver content to all kinds of devices, which is especially relevant today. Content can be viewed on a subscriber device as well as on a TV set. Well, that's everything. I hope that you will be able to take away something from my presentation.
Once we're done with the presentations, I will be asking each presenter to make a statement. Because when you have to jump through these slides at very, very fast speed, and then you listen to the other presentations, you're thinking, I should have said this, I should have highlighted that. Okay, so they will have a chance to highlight their main message, yes? And then you will have a chance to ask your main question. So now we jump to, I heard the word subscriber, and if there is one service provider who is concerned with gaining subscribers or making sure that they remain loyal and certainly not losing subscribers, it's the operator, Wimpelcom. Now, we touched on the operator this morning with Patrice at Orange, and we are right in the middle of the, the lion's den, as it's said in English, the operator, Wimpelcom. And I heard another word, which is monetization. So, monetizing, keeping subscribers, which happen to be, in the case of television, viewers, okay, happy. The floor is yours. Once again, I'm going to have to try to cut you short so that we can listen to Stuart's presentation coming up.
Коллеги, друзья, добрый день. Я периодически выступаю